I would think somebody in a museum, they would have studied things harder and gone,
Well, they usually found out,
Yeah, but not right off. You were able to pull that off for a long time.
Fortunately, I was gone. Sometimes it happened years later. Sometimes it happened the next day. I used to do Madonnas and Child, so it would have been mostly Raphael, Madonna and Child, because Mother liked that. Mother liked.
So Renaissance.
I do. Now before that, I remember like some of the first things I would tend to do would be Saint Sebastian.
Dressing up as a Jesuit priest, going to the museum. What is that feeling like?
I like being treated like royalty.
Right.
I'd rather be a rich philanthropic art collector. And
that had to be exciting, right?
Oh yeah, well I used to enjoy it. It gave me a lift.
If you enjoyed this episode, make sure you share with a friend and please consider subscribing. Less than 90% of the people who watch these videos are subscribed to our channel. Costs you nothing. We won't bug you. It just helps us build in the algorithm, build the show, and continue to bring high quality, engaging content like this episode. We appreciate your support. We can't do it without you. Thank you.
You've got better lighting.
Yeah, I have a
way better lighting.
I have like a 90 centimeter softbox. Yeah, I'm cheating.
I've got one candle up top, looks like one of those chandelier lights, and my computer screen. That's it.
Well, you're in London, so
in a mauve hotel room. I hadn't had mauve. I'm back to the 80s.
So in England, when you're in London, are you a beatnik? Are you like what's your
I'm a
vibe?
foodie when I'm in London. I love this city. I love it. I ate lunch at my favorite restaurant. Maybe. It's certainly my favorite restaurant in London, maybe my favorite restaurant in Europe, and potentially my favorite restaurant in all the world. It's called Fallow. It's excellent. It's excellent. When I travel, I plan all my trips around meals, and I only go to one place once, and then I'll go to another place. When I first went to Fallow, I had followed their social for a long time. They have good content. But I ate lunch and I was like, I went the next meal and then the next meal. It's like 3 in a row. And then I went to the sister restaurant. And I tried to go to the other sister restaurant, but I couldn't get in. But I'm going there tonight. So this is my, I guess, 3rd time to London in the last year. And I've eaten they have good Chinese here and good Indian here as well. I don't feel like we get good Chinese at home.
Best food in all of Europe. In England goes against a lot of different stereotypes.
Well, yeah, that's just old, jokes and stuff. London is very cosmopolitan city, especially with food. And if you think about where the empire back in the day used to stretch, they used to say the sun never set on the British Empire. So there's India and China. And I mean, you've got so many different cultures and cuisines. And so this city is a melting pot of that. It's not just, fish and chips and Yorkshire pudding and that kind of thing. Although I've had Yorkshire pudding. It's not bad.
I remember being told that in Birmingham, England. I don't know if I'm supposed to say Birmingham or Birmingham because they say Birmingham. And then
over here they say Birmingham.
And we have a Birmingham.
You live in Hattiesburg, Mississippi, so you say Birmingham.
Yeah, Birmingham, England, Birmingham. But I had really great curry, and they said this is the best curry you'll have outside of Bombay. Like, it's ridiculous, and it was amazing. It actually made me like curry. I didn't like curry previous to that, so I was like, oh, this is legit. So yeah, that's just funny that to hear that though. So many people like to trash English food, but Fallow is legit. And if their food matches their social media, I'm sure it's worth going again tonight. This episode, we have an interesting character, artist. Forger, I think, is disingenuous. I would say
prankster,
sensational recreationist. He's an incredible artist. Could make Matisse, Picasso, Charles Schultz, all these different, vastly different styles of art, make it look like the real thing, and then bring it to museums and just donate it, and wouldn't get in trouble because he didn't ask for money, but really wanted to school these people This week's episode is Mark Landis. How did you get the idea? This is all you wanting to have him on the show. How did you get this idea?
So, I saw the documentary years ago when it came out, and I was like, wow, this guy lives in Laurel, Mississippi. And I was just so impressed. I grew up, my mother was an artist. My grandmother was an artist. My great-grandmother. I grew up in the home of artists. But that's such a unique story that you would have a person who had such talent that he could copy these masters. But then I don't know if his talent of copying masters is greater than his talent to, sell the story, not sell the art. He never sold the art. That's why he never ended up in jail. But he would dress up as a priest. I think, was it Father Mark, I think? And he would go to museums and have all these great elaborate stories on how, somebody left this to the church, or, his mother had it, in their family for years. There were all these great stories. And he just duped all these museums and apparently did it for sport. And I mean, that's a unique thing that he took his talent and so much time to pull off this ruse. And he pulled it off. I mean, some people kind of bust him. You should go watch, after you watch this, if you hadn't seen the documentary Art and Craft, you should go to, I don't know what platform, either Netflix or Prime, but you should watch it and you'll get the full story. But you really don't have to, because we've got him on You Gotta Eat.
We got the full story, and it does kind of reinforce what we watched, because we both watched the documentary the night before. This was right before you were leaving for hosting and stuff, so it was fever pitch. But yeah, it was so interesting to kind of pick his brain. And I think we got a little deeper into his motivation, because the movie, they follow him around and you see it actually happen. He actually goes to a place and tricks them and stuff and yada yada. But I was just curious, dude, why do all this? Because pranking someone, pantsing someone, yeah, it's just a split second, point and laugh, very juvenile. This is genius level pantsing that takes weeks of effort and travel. It's almost disrespectful to call it a prank, because it's so elaborate. It's like a heist level prank.
Yeah, and I think one thing I didn't understand is he would do a piece over and over and over and over and over and over and over, 12, 13 times, copying this piece and forging, basically. I don't know if you can call it forgery if you don't sell it, though. You're just pulling a ruse on somebody. So my friend David Fortenberry and John Carnes are big buddies with him. And he takes commissions from them. And we were having breakfast. I had breakfast with those guys, and we were talking about it. I was like, you know what? I need to get Mark Landis on the pod. We need to get him on. And John was gracious enough to make the call and kind of escort him in. It's a very interesting character, very interesting personality, extremely smart. I mean, you can just tell he's off the charts, brilliant. But, I think you said before we started filming that you thought he was interrupting me. I thought I would kept interrupting him, because he would, say, you'll see here in a minute. He would say something and I thought he was finished, and he would pause. And I'm so ADHD, I want to get something out before I forget it. And so I felt like that I was, interrupting him more than anything. But my mother, God rest her soul, is not around to watch. She would scold me.
Well, with two hosts, this is just a functional, logistical issue. With two hosts, we both have different questions, different perspectives, and that was one thing that was really important to us to begin with, is that we are different, so we want to kind of mix that together. So he's very thoughtful. So it's kind of like the Elon Musk thing, where he will wait for a while and really process what you asked him. Most people just answer you right away, and there's nothing wrong with that. But he really was excited to be there. He felt honored, and you could tell watching it back, he's processing, really trying to give you a good answer. Yeah. And you'll see sometimes you ask him about movies and stuff, he's like, oh, I don't want to commit to that. I'm like going, it's not that serious, but he took it so seriously. And it was really, I think it was really sweet. I went from being like, okay, I don't know how we're going to get through this as far like not being rude, because I don't want to step on his toes or your toes or any of that. But we went from that to like, oh, I really understand him a lot better, and I loved how we found out what we had in common. And that's something that you do when you have a meal together, is that it strips away all the other stuff. And I got to, you really got to what his motivation was, and it doesn't seem so peculiar when you actually get to the root of why he did what he did.
And so if you're watching this podcast for the first time, our whole thought is to, as Drew said, just get together with people and share a meal and share stories and share life and share experiences over food. And the guest typically picks a restaurant. We don't always do them in one of my restaurants, but obviously Mark's favorite restaurant is Tabella, and that was kind of the carrot we dangled to get him there. And he loves Tabella, and he didn't even want to eat his food. He said he wanted to take it home so he could enjoy it. And so I loaded him up with even more food and pizza and gift cards and all sorts of stuff.
Was that San Pellegrino? What was that drink he had?
Yeah, our little Orangina, San Pellegrino Orangina, which we keep out in the little cooler there.
No, he definitely loves Tabella, and you loaded him down with a bunch of stuff. I think he got a lot out of the episode too. Like, I think he had fun. And I hope everybody watching has fun. This is You Gotta Eat number 9 with Mark Landis.
Honored. So Mark, how this works, the show's called You Gotta Eat. And what we want to do is we don't want to take too much of anyone's time, but we figure you gotta eat.
Sure.
So we sit down with interesting, talented people, and we share a meal, and then we just talk about life.
That always lifts your self-esteem to be called interesting.
Yeah.
Especially at my age, A lot of lonely old shut-ins sit around wishing somebody take an interest in them.
Well,
So I sure am lucky.
we're glad you're here. We
an
consider, yeah, it's an honor. And so she's going to be serving us throughout the meal, and we're just going to eat
Awesome,
like
thank
we
you.
normally eat. And
Can I get y'all started with some drinks?
I think Mark's got his drink.
Could I have another
Sure.
one? Could I? Thank you.
Can I just do ice water, please? Yes, please.
Unsweet tea with a splash of sweet and like an obscene amount of lemons. Like more lemons than you think is healthy for anybody.
Thank you.
This one's mine, isn't it? Or should I take my own?
Right here.
Yeah, here you go.
Don't worry, I
There you
didn't
go.
bite out of it. I'll
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
get 3.
There you go.
So we make that focaccia every twice a day.
Mm-hmm.
It's good stuff.
This is a Hattiesburg heirloom, right? Starter, and the sourdough focaccia is like 100 years old.
Yeah,
Something
the
crazy like that.
sourdough starter is actually a friend of Patty Hall and Barbara Jane Foote gave me this sourdough starter, a lady here in Hattiesburg. So we just sit and visit and talk about life and talent, and you are truly a talent, and we admire.
I like to do children and pets, so if you want to immortalize any children,
All right.
you should take advantage while I'm still, before something else happens to me,
Okay.
because it's been a bad year.
Well,
I was in the hospital just a couple weeks ago.
Oh man, sorry to hear that.
yeah, me too.
Well, you're
I've seen your work not only in the documentary, but
Oh, well,
through-
I'm a lot better now. And anyway, there's a lot of negative things in that documentary.
Well-
but I let the young filmmakers have their way. Because I was a lonely old shut-in with nothing to do. And I lived for they came back and forth for 3 years. Now, I don't smoke. I do not smoke.
Yeah.
I do. And also I waited till I was 52. Let me see, I had my first drink when I was 52. And mother drove me to that. Because
So did they coax you into smoking for the?
No.
Oh, okay.
No. But ordinarily I wouldn't have wanted to be filmed. But
Yeah.
but I let them have their way. I let them have their way 100%. And but no, I tried smoking, cause well, okay. First of all, you couldn't have, I wouldn't have smoked a cigarette for $1 million when I was a teenager, because I believed all those ads. They scared me.
Yeah.
I mean, I trusted all of them, and I didn't have a drink till I was 52, and that was I just could. I was pacing up and down, and all those movies got to me. All those English movies got to me. It was
Yeah.
the British ones, the ones where like.
And everybody's smoking in those movies.
Have some brandy, man. Get some brandy. You're upset. Have some brandy. There's a body in the library. Have some brandy. You know, and all it got to me. And I had to tell my mother that she didn't have any insurance anymore. She couldn't drive. Well, you know, which is the same thing. She couldn't be, and that took. That I wouldn't go through that. You gotta have. Well, they used to give the troops something before they went over the top, you know. And anyway, all those movies got to me, and I thought I'd try it because I was 52. See. So.
Well, I don't think you came off badly.
Smoking made me sick. Smoking did nothing, and I had no trouble quitting. I think you get addicted to things like that if you start when you're a teenager.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people. I mean, I've heard doctors say that quitting smoking's like cocaine.
It's a big feat.
Heroin.
I smoked for 19 years.
I'd still like to try. I'd like to try marijuana. Before I go, I would really like to try some marijuana, but I'm not going to try cocaine. But because that might kill me. Yeah. And besides, it's illegal.
So I don't think you came off badly in that documentary at all. I think you came off as a genuine person with true talent. I think it's
that's good because I only just
the
sort of-
guy who is the art guy who was kind
Cincinnati.
of your nemesis. What's his
Yeah.
name, from Oklahoma or wherever? He came off very badly, in my opinion.
I haven't thought about him in a long time.
Yeah.
He was at the premiere, I remember.
Yeah, he was at your
That
show.
was a long time ago.
I don't remember his name, but
that was
I think you came off well to me.
that was a real long time ago.
Yeah.
Yeah. The takeaway for me was that you're brilliant and the ability you have.
Thanks a lot. I'll take that.
But I mean, the ability you have is, I've never heard of anything remotely close to what you're capable of doing, which I know we're going to get into, you know, how you got into art, how you're able to do what you're able to do is incredibly impressive. And quite frankly, kind of doesn't make any sense. Like how you're able to, and it's like, it'd be one thing if you were able to copy one style, but to be able to do so many different things.
This is one of my latest commissions, see.
Oh, wow.
And if I could get on your mailing list,
Yeah.
see, I sent this to all my friends, and I put down.
Let me put it on the camera.
I put down, "Be my Valentine."
Oh,
you know?
nice.
Nice.
And
That's an original
Who
word.
is that?
that's a client's granddaughter.
So you're doing commissions now.
See, I sent that to all my friends.
Beautiful.
And I put down, "Be my Valentine" for Valentine's Day.
Nice.
Yeah. No, that's beautiful.
So she's going to give us the features real
This is
quick,
the
Mark.
last dog I did.
Oh, nice.
So if you want to immortalize a pet, you should have me do it.
So to start off with, we've got our Italian nachos. So it's going to be house fried potato chips, and it's got Italian sausage, and then melted gorgonzola and mozzarella on top, and then it's got a scoop of creamy Alfredo, and it's topped with hot cherry peppers, tomatoes, basil, and a gorgonzola salad cream. And then we also have salmon cakes, so it's going to be 2 lightly breaded fresh salmon cakes, and they're served with green beans and aglio olio pasta, and they're also served with a lemon capered olive dipping sauce, and those are going to be $23, and the nachos are $19. And then we also have a Tuscan amberjack, so it's going to be a 6-ounce amberjack fillet grilled on the black top with a sun-dried tomato compound on top, and it's served with asparagus and stewed white beans that are cooked with Italian sausage and roasted red peppers, and that was $34.
Oh, wow.
Awesome. Mark, do you know what you want already?
Oh, I'm sorry. I lost track. It all sounded real good.
What do you usually get when you come here?
Whatever you recommend, Robert. But I'm going to want to take 90% of it back with
Yeah. So do you want like just spaghetti and meatballs, or do you want like a chicken piccata, or do you like fish, that Tuscan amberjack?
Chicken parm.
Yeah, chicken parm is a big one.
I'll get something I don't usually get. So I'll get chicken parmesan.
Chicken parm.
Yes, please. Thank you.
I want to try those salmon cakes, please. Yeah, that
Yeah, I'm
sounds
gonna
good.
go with amberjack.
Yeah, that sounds like Tuscany.
Yeah, that's a new one.
You know what? I changed my mind. I think I'll get that too.
The salmon cake?
Salmon cakes.
Yeah.
Sounded good, right?
Yeah, cause I.
And give him chicken parm to go,
Oh,
so he can
thank
take
you.
that home. Yeah, man, happy to.
Thanks, appreciate it.
So for those who don't know, Mark, who lives right down, we're in Hattiesburg, Mississippi. Mark lives right down the road in Laurel, Mississippi, originally from Virginia, but is an uber talented artist and is the subject of an amazing documentary called Art and Craft, where they focus on a period in his life where he amazingly, for about 30 years, I guess you could say forged or was inspired by masters' works of art.
Recreated.
He recreated different, from Picasso to Charles Schultz
It's
artworks,
insane. Yeah.
and then donated them to different museums, like I think 50 different museums all over the country. Never got in trouble, obviously, because he didn't do anything illegal. He didn't sell them. He didn't have to worry about taxes or anything like that. But it's amazing, and we'll show you on this program.
I like to be a billionaire art collector.
Yeah.
That's what I used to tell them.
Yeah.
Well, in a way,
But
you
he
kind
would
of
also dress as a priest, and you look really good as a priest,
Yeah,
Mark.
from a wealthy family.
Yeah.
With a big art collection.
That's it. A priest from a wealthy family with a big art collection. It's an amazing story. He's a true talent, like a 150 IQ. I mean, just off the charts smart. The thing that amazed me when I saw the documentary several years ago, and have rewatched it in preparation for this interview.
Yeah, the filmmakers would be real pleased because they used to go to the Purple Parrot all the time.
Yeah, our
We'll
restaurant,
take
Purple
some
Parrot.
pictures. I can send them, right?
Yeah, I'd love to see it.
Well, it's called Purple Parrot Films LLC. I didn't know if you knew that
yeah,
at the very
yeah.
end. Yeah, I noticed that in the
I did
credits.
see that.
I was like, does Robert have a
I didn't have anything to do.
production company? I didn't know
But how because you were using like just colored pencils and ink pens and Walmart frames, and you would think somebody.
Well, it's an awful lot of work to do all those other things, you know.
Yeah.
But to somebody with maybe an uneducated knowledge of, I would think somebody in a museum, they would have studied things harder and gone,
Well,
this
they
is.
usually found out, you know.
Yeah, but not right off. You were able to pull that off for a long time.
Fortunately, I was gone. I'm glad. I was gone. Sometimes it happened years later. Sometimes it happened the next day. Just as long as I wasn't around.
It's very impressive.
Well, what's crazy is it took like a black light to even tell that there was any kind of discrepancy.
Yeah, the talent is there. I mean,
Thank you.
Yeah.
And look, I've become really good, as you can see.
Yeah.
I especially like to do children and pets.
Yeah.
I did Rosanna Arquette's pets. And I painted a picture of her brother. You can find it online.
Yeah.
That she really likes. And I did Parker Posey's pets.
From Laurel, Parker Posey, queen of the indie films.
Yeah.
And most recently of White Orchid. Is that what it's
Oh
called?
yeah. I did
White
her-
Lotus.
White Lotus,
Yeah.
yeah, White Lotus.
And I did her buffalo, because she brought back a pet buffalo.
Oh, that's cool. Oh, from.
I can paint pets.
Yeah.
But I like dogs and cats best.
So, how did you find out that you had this skill? It's in the movie a little bit, but how did you find out that you could do this? That you could recreate images and in the movie you said that you would do that when your parents were out. You knew how to copy drawings, but did you immediately know that you were good at it?
Well, it's not something you really think about. You know how it is when you're little. We all copy things with our crayons and. See, I grew up in Europe in the '60s, and
Your father was in the military.
and they didn't have TVs in the hotel rooms in those days, and so you're left to entertain yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And I would have the guidebooks from the museums, you know, that we went to, you know, the day before. You know, because mother and dad were still young, so they'd go out. So I entertained myself copying pictures out of the art catalogs. You know, the ones, the handbooks from the museums we went to. In Italy, like the Uffizi and
Do you remember the first piece of master's work from one of those European museums that connected you, like the first time something really spoke to you? And what was that piece and who was the artist?
I used to do Madonnas and Child, so it would have been mostly Raphael, Madonna and Child, because mother liked that kind of thing. Mother liked.
So Renaissance.
I do. Now before that, I remember like some of the first things I would tend to do would be Saint Sebastian's, and mother didn't like those. And but you know how little boys are, you know, all the arrows and everything, and but then I found out she really liked Madonna's and Child, so I just mostly did those.
So, Raphael, were you in the Uffizi in Florence?
I even found one that mother saved. You know, when mother was gone, you know, you had to go through all her things, you know, papers. You're always looking for something, and she had saved one I did in junior high.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Nice.
That's cool.
And then this was one I actually did too. When I was just sort of sitting there, you know how it is in class, it's boring, and you instead of doodling, I would draw, you know, a Madonna and Child. So I got pretty good at it.
We have a few things in common. I lost my dad when I was 6, and you lost your dad. I believe you were 17.
That is, yes.
And that obviously a pivotal point in my life, and where I can track everything back to a certain point. What do you track back to that time? It's almost a for us who lost their father at a young age. It's a defining moment for the rest of your life. I know you started with different health issues at that point. Was that a triggering thing? Or
I think it's not as bad as it sounds.
No.
Remember, I can take direction. In the movie, I let Jennifer and Sam have their way. There's a lot of things that are worse than they look. Okay, like for instance, I remember. See, I didn't really see the movie, but I mean, I went to the premiere, but and I wasn't going to watch it, but I was sneaking out, and you know, just because you have to go in, but before it started, way before it started, I snuck. I said I had to go to the.
Where was the premiere?
Had to go to the men's room or something. Where was it?
Yeah.
Oh, that was New York. Yeah.
In New York.
And anyway, and then you know, I was sneaking out, and there were so many people there, and then this guy started this gentleman started talking to me, and I found out he said he was a music composer, and I was impressed. Gee, they had a music composer? I thought it was pretty good music. And so, you know, and he was such a nice guy. And one thing led to another. He talked me back into the theater. And then it started. And then, I don't know, I kind of want to see I hadn't seen some of those people in a long time, you know. And
so you fell asleep during the premiere? Is that what you said?
No, I didn't,
I
didn't fall
thought you
asleep
said
at
fell
all.
asleep.
But, you know, when some of the negative things came in, I would kind of cringe and not look, you know.
But
and
I'm telling you, I didn't see a lot of negative.
There's not.
one thing I remember was like, I think they had me reading the diagnosis. See, I had a lot of physical problems too, you know, and you know how doctors, well, wait, back then, you know, if they can't find it's got to be something psychosomatic or something. But anyway, and then that may have been, and also, you know, I was different when I was a teenager, but I eventually got better, and but oh yeah, okay. One thing I remember was I was reading. They had me reading the diagnosis, and you know, and okay, I sort of throw it aside like I've discussed it. That is not true. See, what happened was I did it so many times.
Oh yeah.
You know, I just said, let's do it again. And, you know, after a while, you know, you go, right. You know. I mean, it wasn't like you
and
know.
That's the clip
it wasn't
used.
like I was. You know, disgusted.
They were being clever.
No, the doctors were good to me there. It's just that I got I got tired of doing it over and over again. And I was tired anyway. And so I just started. Oh, and another thing is, I remember they gave me an expense account to go, because we're talking about food, right? So they gave me I don't usually eat that well. I wasn't used to eating that well, okay? So they gave me an expense account. So, and they turned loose in the supermarket that would let them film, that is, you know.
Right.
And so I naturally, I got expensive TV dinners and stuff, you know, right?
Yeah, why not?
I didn't get the people where I am being stupid. Just kidding. So anyway, Marie Callender's pretty, as far as TV dinners goes, Marie Callender's pretty.
There was Marie Callender's in the green box.
I'll say you didn't come across bad. I think it's hard to watch. I think it's hard to watch yourself.
Yeah.
I think that's just, so no matter what it's like.
Because I got to go on an NEA tour, you know, and
And you ended up with a show in the Cincinnati Museum of Art.
Yeah, which is pretty cool.
I had a New York show just a couple years ago.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
But anyway, children and pets. And
How many of these works that were in that Cincinnati show do you have in your
I don't
collection?
have any of those.
None. But you could recreate them if you wanted to.
Oh, sure. Oh, yeah, definitely.
How long does that take? How long does a Picasso recreation take?
Way back when I was young, you know, when I was like 30 or a little younger, I gave a picture to a museum, and in my father's memory, and we got a deed. And Mother was real pleased, you know, and also they were so nice.
So was that the first one?
They treated me like king for a day at that museum. So I thought, hey, this is all right. So I just decided to be a philanthropic art collector, and you know the guys who used to give pictures to museums, you know, like the Mellons and
It made you feel good?
it didn't do.
So that was the first one.
It lifted my self-esteem, and this lifts my self-esteem too. It doesn't.
And I could see it as a part of validation of your talent. Yeah.
Well, thanks. Isn't it the way? Nobody has any use for you when you're young, but then when you get to be my age, you know. But then again, there's plenty of lonely old shut-ins that don't get any recognition when they do get old.
Well, of all the works you've recreated, though, what do you think was the hardest to put together? Like, took the most time? I'm sure you get asked that a lot. Like, how long does something like this take? Because these are masterpieces.
Oh, it depends on the picture. Oh, I remember they made me do a Mona Lisa to promote the film. You know?
Right.
It's still hanging in a restaurant in New York. Yeah.
Oh, really?
No, it's in Brooklyn. Yeah.
Yeah.
You can look it up on your phone if you get curious.
I will.
You know? And now that and you know, I'm like the average college student. You know, I'll do as much as little. Strike that, as little as I can to pass. Okay, and that's what I used to do with the music, and that's why I got into trouble. But anyway, and I kept doing the same thing over and over again because I've got the assembly line gene in me. Because you know, my grandfather made cars.
Right.
And,
so you could just put them out. But like, how long did that Mona Lisa take you?
Yeah, the Mona Lisa.
How long did it take you?
Finally, they kept. Jennifer,
A week?
Jennifer kept sending them back. Yeah, so you got to do it over again, Mark.
Oh.
So finally, I had to do it, and it took me about a week.
A week? Yeah.
That's insane.
Yeah. I think Da Vinci took a little longer than a week, so you should hang your hat on that.
Good enough.
So did you study? I mean, I've read, I could be wrong, you went to the Art Institute of Chicago. You had to do some kind of study.
But they don't get credit for teaching me how to draw.
Right.
No. Because I took what happened was this was the early 70s, and the schools were really responsible in those days. And, you know, the teacher just say, don't slavishly copy. We want you to interpret, stuff like that. But you want to learn how to do something. Sure, the museum and then no, but the school, you don't know. Now the school now is a good school, but you didn't know the school in the early 70s.
So you're basically self-taught then, right? That's what you're
Well,
saying. It's typically
as
more.
far as drawing and painting.
Yeah,
Definitely.
which is even more impressive.
Definitely.
Honestly.
No, believe it or not, when I was at the Chicago Art Institute and the San Francisco Art Institute, I took photography. And you know what? When I first went to the Chicago Art Institute, you know, kids know so much more now because of the internet and all that. But I didn't know that photography was an art form.
Yeah.
You know, it never occurred to me when I was 18. You know.
Do you need any more San Pellegrino?
Oh, this one's full. Yeah, I haven't even poured from this one. Oh, but I wanted to tell you something. When I got out of the Manager Foundation, you know, they told my mother I'd be in institutions and group homes the rest of my life. So you know, so you never know.
And here you are.
Has your art helped you? You know, I think as long as you have like an avenue, you know, to express yourself, and that's why I want to get to the motivation behind it.
I'd go off the deep end if I didn't have anything to do.
Right.
I've just got to be doing something. I mean, I can't just sit and watch TV. I gotta be doing something. I gotta be drawing or painting or doing something.
It seems like you mentioned TV. It seems like I kind of remember in the documentary somewhere you were talking about how you like to have the TV on while you're working, and you really like the classic movies.
I can't just watch TV. I have to. Well, okay. Now I tend to like. I'm such an old man, you know. I never watch anything new. It's reassuring to watch things that I can remember, you know. When I was a teenager, when I was 18 or 19, so I've done pretty well, because my biggest ambition in life when I was like 19 was to make it through the late show without falling asleep.
Yeah.
You know.
So what your top 3 classic movies of all time? If you could just watch 3 movies for the rest of your life, what are those 3 movies?
It just would change. Oh my goodness, I'd hate to have
As
to
of
do
today.
that. I'd hate to have to do that.
Yeah.
Can't pin him into a corner.
You can't 3. Don't give me 3.
I mean, you probably have a favorite
I do.
dish, but you wouldn't want to have it all the time
Yeah.
and never have anything else.
But I have kind of a top 3 or 4 for sure.
But you'd still get sick of them eventually.
Yeah.
So what is the most satisfying part of creating any kind of art? Could be a recreation, original.
The most what?
The most satisfying part to you.
When I get a bonus, and when people really heap praise on the picture of their granddaughter or daughter or whatever. Don't worry, I'm not gonna pull this out anymore. It's kind of like in those old movies where or those old TV shows where it's like, oh gee, June, do we have to go over there? Ward always makes us watch those home movies a little lumpy when he was, you know.
Oh, that's what the phone is now. Yeah, for sure. Well, I'm just really fascinated.
Let me show you
man.
my grandchildren.
Yeah. With the wallet, or the pictures fall out of the wallet.
Yeah.
That's the new version.
The more things change, the more they stay the
What
same.
I did on my summer vacation.
Correct.
Though we'd love to see you. Any art you want to show us, we are wide open to looking at that.
But if I can have, if you want to give me your email,
Yeah.
I'll be. Don't worry, I'm not going to bother you. But I do send out holiday greetings. Like if you'd have gotten my Valentine, you'd have gotten my Valentine. I do a cute one for every. I do a cute July 4th.
Oh, nice. Yeah, we'll do that for sure.
Well, that's good to hear that you're doing original work.
I
now.
do a
That's
lot of
awesome.
cute Mother's Days ones.
So the art is one thing, right? And that's a huge piece of it. But then also the dressing up as a Jesuit priest, going to the museum. What is that feeling like?
I like being treated like royalty.
Right.
If I had a choice, I'd rather be, to be honest with you. But then again, you know, I want to have something to do too. So I used to say, I'd rather be a rich philanthropic art collector and benefactor than an artist. But
Well, you've been kind of both,
I
haven't
kind
you?
of like to be both.
Yeah.
Because I just can't sit still. I've got to be doing something with my hands.
Same here.
So was it just basically a means to an end? You wanted to be able to. Oh, thank you. Oh, wow.
You guys are silverware, Mark.
I think we ordered well, Mark.
And that's better for me, too, because it's got green
Yeah.
beans.
Yeah. Thank you.
Well,
Okay.
Would y'all like any Parmesan on top?
He may want some on his pasta.
sure. Thank you. I'll tell you. At first,
I'm good.
I
Thank you.
wanted to impress my mother.
Right.
And I did. She was real pleased. And even later on, like when I give an icon to a church and we get a nice letter from an archbishop or something, mother would be really pleased, you know. And then she after a while, she knew, but she would, I'll tell you something, because mother was kind of like Mrs. Drysdale, because I used to have a painting that
Mrs. Drysdale, good reference. Beverly Hillbillies there, by the way.
Okay, the Lauren Rogers Museum used to have a painting that I donated hanging on the wall. This is way back.
Right.
And mother used to like to take her friends over there. You know, her friends from the ladies' clubs, you know, the Bridge Club and the YWCU. And she'd take them over there and she'd say, we donated this picture in memory of our, you know.
Yeah.
I could see mother doing that. So mother liked it. And I liked, and of course everybody wants to please their mother, right?
Yeah.
Oh, so you were asking me about motivation, right? Well, that's pretty much how it started.
So my mother was an artist, and she was an art teacher, and she taught art for 50 years. Retired when she was 80 years old.
I hope she got some appreciation.
Yeah, I think she did. She knew, you know, as I said earlier, my dad died when I was 6, and she raised my brother.
Got to know.
Yeah, she raised my brother and me up on a public school art teacher's salary.
That would be a challenge.
So she had to make a living.
What was it like going to those museums though, and like being in character, getting to have an alter ego? That had to be a rush.
I tend to, I'm kind of like Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde.
Right.
I turn into a.
Thank you.
I'd start telling everybody about the paintings and they just say, oh, yes.
Father Scott.
But I told them things they didn't know. I helped them out. Because, we'd go down into the collections and they'd ask if they thought they weren't sure about something, whether it was really by... And also, I remember they showed me this one painting. It was this great big landscape. And I said, oh, look at the column of marching men. I wonder where they're going. You know, I mean, it was a little, because it was a huge landscape, and the column of marching men was hard to see.
Right.
But then they said, we never noticed that. You're right. There's a column of marching men down there on that road.
Did you get a kick out of as you put in the movie, the mischief?
Well, everybody likes lecturing people, and a lot of people are.
Don't let it get cold.
Well, I'm going to take it back with me.
Oh, okay. You're not going to eat here?
I might have a little.
Yeah,
bite.
have a little bite. We'll box it up for you.
That had to be exciting, right?
Oh yeah, well I used to enjoy it. It gave me a lift, and I just got used to it. I got addicted, and everybody likes to lecture people and on things. A lot of times on things they don't know all that much about.
Right.
Remember that Woody Allen movie where he was in line with I don't know, I guess it was, I forget. Well, you know, he was in line for a movie theater, and there was a professor going on about the movie they were going to see, and Woody Allen, what was it called? Anyhow, I think, or something. And he turns around and says, he wishes he could just sort of turn around and say, you don't know anything about so-and-so. That's not.
Yeah.
Do you remember that scene?
No, I don't.
Oh, okay.
I don't remember it.
Anyway, well, you know what I mean.
Yeah, I know the sentiment for sure.
You know, like to, and
so you felt that way about the museum curators? Sometimes they didn't know as much as you might
well,
have,
not
or
necessarily, but sometimes, yeah. Sometimes I was shocked, you know, that they, because it'd be like I'd be at a museum in New Mexico or something, and so they have mostly, you know, cowboy art, you know, people like Russell and Remington, you know,
Yeah.
and I would talk to them, and they would just know absolutely nothing about that. And they'd say, oh, well, my specialty is 18th century French art or something. But you should know what's in your museum.
Right.
You know?
Right.
During that 30-year period where you were donating these Masterworks, did you ever hit up the Institute in Chicago?
I did much later, and I had a real good time because
What piece did you bring to them?
I wanted to be like when I went there from the Manager Foundation in 1974. So they put me in the same hotel, and they were real nice to me. I had a real good time, and I got to talk to the students.
Yeah.
And
Nice.
and you know, and they kept some of my stuff and put it in their collection. They just put down that I did it. No, I mean it's not on display, but it's in there.
Right.
Because you know places like that have huge collections of drawings and I mean just
In the vault.
Yeah, but it's an honor to be really accepted, isn't it?
So you got the red carpet rolled out for you, but it was because of your ability, not because you were a billionaire. You felt like a billionaire philanthropist, but that's a lot of the motivation if I'm reading it
They
right.
wouldn't have put up with me if they hadn't thought I was a rich art collector.
That's a good point.
Wow.
They had to put up with.
Well, you had something they wanted.
Because I was a rich donor. So I got to behave like a
What an insight.
Yeah.
Like,
I got to behave like I'm trying to think of somebody that's bad but not too bad.
Right.
But you know what I mean. I got to behave like somebody. You know, I just can't think of anybody.
right. You got to behave like someone else.
You get the idea.
You got to be
get the
someone
idea.
else for a little while.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
true. That's true.
Yeah.
And yeah.
That's fascinating. Well, that makes sense. That's why you'd
I
be
guess
motivated to do it
everybody's
more.
kind of like that. I mean, you know, that isn't, you know.
So the Father Scott character came a little later, and did you see where you were more accepted as a religious figure?
I don't know. It just, I always kind of, sometimes I would think I
You
would.
looked really good in the whole priest outfit, though, didn't he?
The collar, yeah.
Yeah, and that's another thing is I like to lecture and throw Latin at them and things like that.
Priests do that.
Yeah.
Do you feel like you got more, like was it like you got more respect?
It just sort of occurred. It just sort of like, I was watching an old movie, and all of a sudden it occurred to me, you know something? I mean, especially in Italy, you know, the princes of the church always used to be from really good families,
Yeah.
wealthy families. And I thought, well, gee, you know, plenty of wealthy families would have a priest in the family, and so I always kind of wanted to be one because I liked that show I saw on PBS so much way back.
Right. Father Brown Mysteries.
The best one was the 1974 one with Kenneth Moore. He'll always be Father Brown to me.
Yeah.
He'll always be Father. And they filmed that in Spain, you know, and he was so all the ladies they would in the village, you know, where they filmed, you know, they'd all want to come and confess to him and
Right.
everything. And they say he's not, and they'd say they didn't like their priest. You know. They wanted to see him. You know.
Of all the museums you visited as a child in Europe, which one stands out the most in your memory? I mean, you mentioned Raphael earlier. Would the Uffizi in Florence be?
That is a key part of the movie, talking about growing up in Europe and being exposed to all those great artworks.
They all kind of. I haven't really got a favorite. You know, I do remember one thing about the Louvre. I remember the Louvre pretty well because Dad and I went there by ourselves because Mother wanted to go shopping. And so we were there for a while, and we got lost in the Egyptian.
It's a big place, yeah.
We got lost in the Egyptian wing, I remember.
What's a good memory then? Mm-hmm. What is it like today? You're doing original work today, and it's great. So my friends John and David.
I've done pictures for David.
Yeah.
I've done pictures for Mrs. Foote.
Yeah, yeah. who is like another mother to me. And
Quite a few of the things. Like I've done her. I think I've done her pets, and
Everything tasting good for y'all?
yeah, everything's great.
Delicious. Thank you.
she's been a good friend of mine.
She's a good lady. I grew up across the street from her, and her daughter Laura and I used to call her the sister.
I haven't seen Laura in a while.
Yeah, Laura, she'll be here in town in about another week. Yeah, she's a great girl. We're 3 weeks apart, so we
The
grew
last
up.
time I saw Mrs. Foot was at the library fundraiser.
So you do original work now. What's the biggest difference now versus when you were doing recreations?
Well,
and,
I did my own pictures before. I just didn't sell too many. You know. And I was kind of, and then the lady that had the gallery on Royale Street, she died. She died 8 months before Mother. You know?
Okay.
Yeah, because Mother talked to her daughter.
No.
So that was and then when they were gone, you know, I was alone. I got into trouble, but then after that was over, you know, nobody was interested in me anymore. And I was sitting there on the edge of the bed, just feeling sorry for myself. Gee, I'm only all shut in, and there was nothing to do. You know, I can't go around being an art donor anymore. And then Jennifer and Sam showed up, and said, we're going to make a movie, and so on and so forth. And then after that, they set up a site, and I started getting commissions, you know, and so now I've got plenty to do. And
So are children and pets your favorite like subject? Is this in a phase of your artwork where you really like commissions?
It's what I do most. And but now if you go to Laurel, and now promise me now. It'll just take a minute, just a few minutes.
Yeah.
Go to St. John's Church, with St. John's Episcopal. It's right next to the museum.
I know it.
And go and see the icons I did. Yeah,
You did the icons in there?
I did the altarpiece. I did the altarpiece in St. John's. Okay. And light a candle, because all the children that go to, the ceremony was really something. Yeah, see, all this was made possible. It pretty much started with Jennifer and Sam showing up at the door.
From the documentary.
yeah.
Now, I had given them an icon before, but that's when I was pretending to be somebody else.
Yeah.
You know? But now they got little plaques on them saying, I did them.
Do you ever get the urge to pretend to be somebody else again, or have you since?
Well,
And there's got to be a certain amount of freedom in getting to be yourself, right?
the only thing I not as much, but the one thing I like to do, but I can't travel anymore because I got osteoporosis and I had a heart attack and then I got out of nowhere I got struck with anemia and malnutrition and dehydration and it seemed like I drank enough, you know, water and things, but they got me taking all these. But anyway, I'm sorry about that. Okay, so I can't travel anymore. Yeah, but if
you could, do you think you'd give it another shot?
If I could, I would like to go to Westland Middle School, which used to be Western Junior High School, and it's in. I went to school with Maria Shriver. I found out. Anyway, in 1968, to get out of gym, I painted a mural. In the library. Okay, and it's called the March of Time. It starts out with a caveman, you know, and there's a clock, and you know it's a library here, and it ends with an astronaut walking off into space, you know. And I painted it in 1969 to get out of gym, but I painted it, and it was.
And it's still there?
No, it's not there anymore. And they wrote back and said it got torn down in the 90s to make room. So I'd like to go there. And make a great big scene, you know. And,
Would you do another mural?
have a tantrum like those artists in all those movies and things when somebody does something. That's what I'd like to do.
Where's my mural?
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, they shouldn't have done that. That was a dumb thing to do. Because even if it'd still be kind of kind of history because of the moon landing and everything. You know, now they just got a dumb old wall. You know, and they just needed to do some remodeling, so they just ripped it out without.
Is there?
Do you think getting to do your originals now, though, do you feel free that you don't have to pretend? You just get to be yourself and people accept you for you as you, the artist? I mean, that's got to be great for self-esteem, right?
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. It is indeed. It is indeed. I don't really deserve it, but then again, I don't deserve this either. So, you know, I'm happy to have something to do, and everyone, I wouldn't know you. I wouldn't know you. I've been hearing your name for forever. It never occurred to me I'd meet you. And well, hey, look, I shook hands with you without even hesitating. Just like the last person I did that with was General Price. I wouldn't have argued with him. I mean, I wouldn't have gone into an explanation with him. You know, so,
Well, I'm honored. He stopped shaking hands in COVID, so I'm honored. I was blessed with the handshake, but you know, I just think people, you know,
Jennifer and Sam are gonna be so, you know, and well pleased and everything, whatever. But here I am with Mr. St. John, who owned the restaurant you guys always used to go to, and powwow and discuss what you were doing and everything. And this was definitely it was the Purple Parrot. That's what I used to go.
yeah. Well, I wish I would have known y'all were in there. I would have loved to have sat down and powwowed with you.
Well, that was a while ago. That was.
What is it? So somebody watching this in Utah or California or Massachusetts, who are watching us in this podcast, and they saw the documentary, what would you want them to know today?
I don't smoke. That's the thing. You know, there's a lot of negative things in the movie, but
well, now's the time to clear it up.
It's done me a lot more good than harm.
Yeah,
Definitely.
I think you're being hard on yourself.
I do too. I think you came off great.
There must be. I guess everybody looks at things differently, you know, and they see different things. And after all, I only just sort of saw it when you know, I was cringing and shame and embarrassment, you know, I didn't see it. So I didn't even see a lot, and but I've gotten to talk to students, and I got to talk to the student. I mean, we did it by Zoom, but I got to talk to the students at Sotheby's.
Yeah. What was your overall message to the art students at Southern?
I got to talk to some of them. I've talked to a couple of classes up there.
What was your message to them? Do you remember?
Not really. I found out one thing about the Jennifer and Sam did for me is I found out when I was 59. So you never know. You never know. Sometimes you know, talk about hidden talents.
Right.
I didn't know I had talent for stand-up comedy. You know? Never occurred to me. I was 59, and they liked my joke. The joke they liked best is bet you didn't know Rembrandt used acrylics. You like that one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that one, it gets a lot of laughs from art students.
Right.
Bet you didn't know Rembrandt used acrylics. You know. Oh, okay, you get it now.
Yeah.
We're not artists. We're not artists.
There.
Yeah.
Well, we are proud
I like to get things done fast. I'm the fastest. I'm not the best, but I'm the fastest. And that you saw what cute children, you know.
Yeah.
And oh, I know who else I did. I did Helen and May, the hometown couple.
Yeah.
I did their children.
Oh, okay. Ben and Aaron's kids.
Yeah, you should watch the episode I was on. Oh, she was really good to me. Wow, she really was. I couldn't. I was like, you know, I'd have to get bigger hat or something. She was like, she said, "Oh, he's such a genius," and stuff like. Oh yeah, in fact, if you're not a fan of Hometown or remodeling.
No, we're fans. We had them. They were the very first episode of this show we ever
okay,
did.
okay.
Friends of the
They're
show.
friends.
Oh, good. Oh, good. Oh, good. In that
Good
case,
people.
In that case,
Friends of the show.
Yeah. Okay. Well, she sure has been good to me. But anyway, but a lot of times I'll tell people, if you're not a fan of that sort of thing, just skip through the part. Just skip up, fast forward to the part where she talks about me being a genius and stuff like that, and then you can watch them hang with the hogs, and that'll do.
Oh, we agree with Erin in the genius comment for sure.
Absolutely.
She was good, and I painted their children. I'm sure she'll put in a good word for them.
Yeah. Well, she doesn't have to.
I'm tempted to pull the phone out.
Pull
and
it
show
out,
you.
pull
no,
it
no,
out.
No, no.
Okay.
I'll send it to you. I'll send
Okay.
Because we're all bad.
Yeah. Well, they're very private about their kids too on
I showed
camera,
you. I
so.
showed you the Valentine girl.
Yeah, that's
And-
good. Well, Mark, we ask everybody the same question at the close
Please,
of every
please
episode.
recommend me for children and pets.
1000%.
Children and
Click
pets.
the link below.
He's your guy.
I like to keep busy.
Absolutely. We'll put this out everywhere.
We'll put it out.
But
You'll get some
I
business.
have a question for you, Mark. What was the last song you listened to? The last, yeah.
Maybe in the
Music.
car on the way here
Oh, okay.
or at your apartment.
Oh my goodness. Let's see.
I'm a
Well,
musician,
okay.
so we
See,
gotta
you
say
see. Okay, we see. When I'm in the car, I keep it turned. I keep it on radio classics. Okay. Well, I mean, no. Old time radio. Well, whatever it is, the one where they play old.
Old radio shows?
Yeah, like Dragnet and then comedies.
Right.
Jack Benny and. I'm trying to think of some other crimes. The Shadow. Yeah, but that's kind of.
Yeah, radio classics on XM.
I like Dragnet best. I like Tales of a Texas Rangers. That one's good.
Yeah.
Everybody, a lot of people go to the chair on that one. It's about the new tech. Let's put it this way: the 1947 Texas. Yeah.
Yes.
So I don't. I've got to think. The last song would have been something in a movie or a TV show. That's a challenge, I guess it would have been a theme music for the last
sure.
for the last TV show I watched.
Okay.
Which was that?
What show?
You mentioned Miss Drysdale earlier. Was the Beverly Hillbillies with Flatt and Scruggs?
Yeah, but now I have not watched the Beverly Hillbillies in a while.
I'm a fan.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I watched an old crime show. I think it was called Code 3 or something, and they were playing in a nightclub. It was called there's gotta be a Moonlight Savings Time or something like that.
Okay.
I'm sorry, it's not.
No,
You'd think I'd remember the theme music for last, but the last TV show, a TV series was. I watched a lot of things on YouTube, and I can't think of it. It wasn't.
There's no wrong answer.
So here's another question.
Oh, you know what song I can't get out of my mind?
What?
Is you remember the Cocoa Puffs Monkey?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. No, that jingle is hard to forget.
The earworm.
That would be my answer for you.
Puffs.
Yeah,
Okay.
because that
Cuckoo
is
for Cocoa Puffs.
the Cocoa Puffs monkey. This is '90s,
Yeah.
And
I remember that.
yeah, you remember as.
Yeah.
No one in the jungle is as clever as me, and so on. So you remember that?
Yeah.
And he was kind of creepy.
Yeah.
That would be the last, and it's not even a proper song. It's a jingle.
It's better. It's even better. It's a great story.
Here's a question, Mark. So let's say back when you were 11 or 12 years old, and you're home and it's your birthday, and your mom's going to cook you whatever you want for dinner. She says, Mark, whatever you want.
I would definitely
What is
say, well, I don't know about
What was your favorite meal your mother cooked?
most of the things Mother made, but my favorite thing was she used to make these cheese biscuits. They were real crispy, and she made them with Rice Krispies, and that's my favorite thing. I could live on those.
When's the last time you had something like that?
Okay, a friend of mine found out how to make them, and her name. In fact, she used to have her birthday parties here, and her name was Missy Brame, Vinyl Ray Brame, and but she's in Florida now. But she got me my Social Security. She still takes care of what money I have, and she figured out how to make them. It's another. They're just these cheese biscuits, cheese wafers, and I know that Rice Krispies were the ingredient. They taste like cheese straws, only they're better. They're better. They're kind of, and when they come out of the oven, they're kind of hot. You've had things like that.
Yeah, 100%.
That is my favorite thing. I could live on that. She would make that, and otherwise anything Mother made was good.
Well, we appreciate you taking time
I
to come to Hattiesburg and visit with us.
I appreciate you making me king for a day.
Yeah, well, you're king for all month as far as we're
I
concerned.
can stuff myself like Henry VIII, and
Yeah, man.
and I've never, but
Eat like a Tudor.
Those are good looking salmon
We're gonna
croquettes.
pack that up
I'm
for
gonna,
you
I'm
and
gonna
send it
I'm gonna
home.
have that first. I'm gonna have that tonight.
They were delicious.
Have that tonight.
Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you. We
appreciate
appreciate it,
God,
Mark.
God bless you. And now you take that home too. Don't waste it.
Oh, I will.
that looks like
Definitely.
good
This is my
chicken.
second lunch in the last 2
okay.
hours. So,
Well, you look like $1 million. You know.
well,
It looks
look
good,
like,
right?
You
Feel
don't look
good.
like James Beard.
Yeah, so the three of us would not be sitting at a table if there were not a chef. You know, we wouldn't. How would we have crossed paths, the three of us, with our interests, different backgrounds, different people? And how cool was that to find out, like, as John Carn said after, I was like, it's cool. He just wanted people to pay attention to him. And John said, yeah, he just wants to be loved like anybody else. And the way he said it, so matter of fact, like hit me like a ton of bricks. Like, yeah, I mean, no shit. Of course he does. Why wouldn't he? You know?
yeah, it's one of the more interesting meals I've ever had. Although he didn't eat, but that as a restaurateur for 4.5 decades or whatever, that drives me crazy. I really wanted him to eat, but he wanted to take it home. And John sent a message later that he was just gorging himself. So he enjoyed it.
I think as eating on camera, you cannot relax in your own restaurants. And I think this is the best you've done. I will give you kudos. You looked like you enjoyed yourself in Tabella, and because you just want everything to go well because you're on the hook. Ultimately, I totally understand, but I think you did great relaxing and actually just having a meal.
I'm not a good customer in my own restaurant. You're right. But the other thing is as you know, and as anybody who knows me knows, I'm extremely hard of hearing. I have major hearing loss from way too much rock and roll early in life. And he's a low talker. And so that's part of the concentration I was trying to have, just because I was hearing maybe 3/4 and having to put together what he said.
Yeah, that was a little tricky, but I think it went well, and I think it ultimately, man, it was fun for him. He was having a blast. He mentioned a few times, I'm a lonely old shut-in, the fact that anyone took any interest in me, and that's why he did the, pose as a billionaire art collector, is that they have to put up with me if I have these certain, metrics, I just thought that was fascinating. I'm going, dude, that's everybody ever. That's everyone looking for likes and follows. It's everyone looking for an extra dollar. It's everyone. I just never would have known I had that in common with him, because I totally get what he means. You just want people to listen to you.
He's a true Southern original.
And in the movie, we're no stranger to eccentrics, is what they said.
Yeah.
I mean, that's that hit pretty hard. So it was really cool. I have a lot of respect for his genius, and get a commission. I love the photo we took after. So we were posing for the.
He staged that. He posed us in that position which is really brilliant because it looks great.
Yeah.
He was thinking as an artist, I guess, in the composition of that.
And in the moment, I'm like, it's a widescreen phone. We'll be in the shot. He's like, no, I'm going to get behind you so we all fit in the frame. I'm going, it fits in the frame of I wasn't thinking, the frame of the canvas that he's going to paint. Yeah. And so then he painted a picture of us after. I'm going, how crazy is that? He was 10 steps ahead. I wasn't thinking like that. That was really cool. Stuff like that, you're going, oh man, when we really get our podcast compound, that's definitely going up on the wall.
I'm not sure where we'll be, where I'll be. I guess I'll be in Italy next time we do an intro. I'm in London right now, and I've got mauve walls, a green chair, some kind of curtains from the sea. This is a really nice hotel, but I don't know, this room and the lighting is terrible. So you got better lighting. I need to buy some studio mobile lighting or something.
There's actually lights in Tuscany in the garage somewhere from when I was over there. Yeah. So there's a light you can use, but there's a lot of good natural light in Tuscany as well.
True.
I think you'll be all right. All right. Well, safe travels and cheerio.
Yeah, hold down the fort, like and follow. Tell your friends about You Gotta Eat.
If you're interested in sponsoring this show with an ad break, a title sponsorship, or even picking the guest, holler at us at yougottaeatshow@gmail.com.
Onwards.